I can't believe that in the face of all these events we've been reporting, that here we are yet again.
And Dr. Drew, I think before we talk about solutions, we have to be really honest about the fact that this is an ongoing problem, even in metropolitan areas where people believe they don't actually have any explicit biases between races anymore. And the fact is, there is implicit, unconscious biases operating all the time. And even recent research has shown that many white people, when exposed to unfamiliar black faces, the fear and the startle response areas in the brain, the amygdala, lights up.
I'm aware of that research, but my question is, given that that is a well-known phenomenon, can't we educate ourselves about that? The guys who are carrying the guns, can't we educate them to be prepared for that?
And I think beyond education, Dr. Drew, the two main solutions we have are exposure and collaboration. Those are the two proven ways to finally eradicate.
What do you mean collaboration? You mean community policing, that sort of thing?
No, I mean collaboration, like when you have a bias against a certain race, to actually be put in an environment where there's equity, that you work together on a common goal, and their contribution is important.
But Vanessa, I understand, I'm talking to many black folk, that even African-American policemen are seen as more blue than black, and the same problem exists even there.
That is true, and I think it depends on the situation, but I think if you are a black man in the police force, you almost feel like you may have to overcompensate. You may have to show that you're equal, so that may bring on more of a bias against your own community. I'm sure that does happen, but
bizarre to me. That sounds terrible.
It's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Crazy.
But can we also?
Why can't we educate ourselves out of this? Why can't we lead our ways out of this?
Two things. One, I want to note that the second police officer that helped his police officer there, he was black. He was a black man. The second police officer that showed up and took that man's pulse when he was already clearly dead, he was black. So that corroboration and collaboration, obviously it's there. Secondly, I just want to say, solutions, I am for body cameras. I don't know that they will always work. I don't think there's a 100-proof plan, but it starts there. And then two, I read that officer went through multiple trainings with tasers, with guns, with X, Y, and Z, but there was no training on how to deal with situations where you may fear the black face for no reason. There were no training on racial sensitivities. There were no training on how to enter into those communities.
Which is weird when the profile of this community is very similar to Ferguson's, in that most of the policemen are white and most of the community is black. You would think, with all we've been dealing with, this would be job one, wouldn't you? That people would be inclined. Listen, we should be able to. Well, here's part of the problem I have: is you think about police as this thing, this monolith, when in fact it's tens of thousands of little communities trying to field a team. And some of them can't afford a big team, some of them can't afford the education, some of them can't afford the equipment, some of them can't attract the right guys on the team. And it's a huge issue, and it's 1,000 little systems that need to be addressed here. I said this last time we were addressing this, there needs to be some sort of uniform standard like there is in all other professions that everyone just lives up to.